Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Heavy Metal Devils. I don't do these lives very often. I want to do more of them. Um, yeah, apologize. I've been a bit quiet this week. I've just been quite busy with my actual real job, which is, if you didn't know, I work in post production, film, and TV shows, stuff like that. Not that interesting, to be honest. But anyway, I want to talk about some football. I want to talk about Manchester United. I might touch on some stuff that other clubs are doing that are a bit shady, maybe like that. We'll talk about some other clubs as well, but mainly Manchester United. We are going to talk just a bit on some transfers. Let's just get right into it. So I'm reading at the moment that it does look like we are making another attempt at Mason Mount. I almost said Mason Greenwood right there. Mason Mount. It looks like we are going to try and go in for about a 60 million pound offer. That's like the upper limit. I mean, I don't think we need to be going above that. And from what I've heard through Fabrizio Romano, is that 60 to 65 will seal the deal. Um, so what I'm assuming that they're going to be doing right now is I'd say they're going to offer 50 between 50 and 55 and then give the rest in bonuses and add-ons, probably appearances, maybe goals, trophies. I don't know. It's probably going to be an appearance-based thing. Um, so yeah, it does look like this is going to be moving quite quickly over the next week or so. So maybe in the next 7 to 10 days, maybe less than that, we could see ourselves having our first transfer of the season with Mason Mount. And I'm actually really excited about this guy. He's actually, I hate Chelsea, man. I really do hate. Like I've hated them for probably one of my top hated teams, top three hated teams. I just grew up during that era of Chelsea, like when Chelsea were actually good, and I just ended up hating them a lot. But as the years went by, I actually do like a lot of the players they get, and Mason Mount was one of them. I like what he was doing under Lampard, even though Lampard was is a joke of a manager, in my opinion. He was doing some awesome things under Thomas Tuchel. He was doing some great things. I like his aggressiveness. He's very aggressive. He's got a shot on him too. I think he's scored against us. He's scored. He's had seasons where he's put up some really good numbers. And I just really, really like his energy. I do feel like that's going to be a major asset to what he's going to bring to this team. As much as we all love Christian Eriksen, dude is going to be great against teams that just want to play, that just sit in their own half where we can ping balls around. But when we play against big teams, high energy teams, he honestly, I don't think he's the one. He just gets ran over constantly. Um, so yeah, I'm really, really excited about this Mason Mount thing. I know most people will probably be like, it's not. They look at us signing players that didn't do well or castaways at other clubs, and they question this. But you would say the same about a lot of our team last year. Rashford was terrible last year. Bruno wasn't. I mean, nobody was great last year, and that was to the dysfunction that team was currently going through. And Chelsea went through the same thing this year. Um, so, yeah, tell me what you guys think about this whole Mason Mount thing. I'm excited, man. I think this is going to be a really good signing, and it's going to be something Ten Hag is going to really like. He's really pushing for it. So if he's pushing for it, I want it to happen because so far it's been so good with his signings. So yeah, Mason Mount, Manchester United. Keep an eye out for that. I would say might be done in the next. I'd give it at least another week or so. But I do feel like we will get there. Oh yeah, by the way, all the personal terms for his contract have been agreed. So he's seen the contract, he's like what he's seen, and he said, "Sign me the hell up, get me out of London. London sucks. Trust me, I know that. I live down here." Um, yeah. Anyway, I love London. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's move on. Seeing I'm seeing things about Harry Kane and Declan Rice. So let's go to Declan Rice first. This has been a huge breaking news today about Declan Rice that he obviously many clubs now have entered the race. It looks like Arsenal are starting to slip. I feel like they've got two bids now rejected, so I'm not really sure what that's going to mean for Arsenal. But they do have the money to put in about, I think, another 10 mil, and that will get them Declan Rice. I think they want that £100 million offer from Arsenal. But big news from Manchester United as well. It does look like I don't know how much I honestly believe this. Sorry, I'm just checking my mic here. I don't know if it's loud enough for everyone. Let's go a bit louder. Here we go. Is that better? Um, so obviously, Manchester United have been I don't know, in contact with West Ham, but they have been huge admirers of Declan Rice for a very long time, but always have been priced out of it. And from what we know, David Moyes is a huge. I don't know, he's from what I hear, could be true. I think he said it himself, but he's a huge fan of Harry Maguire, and West Ham also appreciates Scott McTominay. Now, I think we could look at a player swap plus cash, maybe something more. Scott McTominay could fill that Declan Rice void that they're going to have, but if he does like Harry Maguire, why not Harry Maguire and another, I don't know, 50 million? Make that about 40, or make that about a $90 million off, £90 million offer as well. I don't know. This is what I would do. And this could be controversial. You might not agree with this, but this is what I would do. You can have McTominay and you can have Maguire. Take another 30 mil as well, and we'll take Declan Rice. That's about 100 mil right there. You got 40 mil for Maguire, probably another 30 mil that McTominay could grab, and another 30 mil on top. That equals out about to 100 mil. So we got two players that aren't getting into our team that would do really well in that West Ham team, plus give them a bit more depth. And they get another 30 mil, which could be another chunk of money for them to make another signing wherever they need it. Sounds like they want to go for Palhinha from Fulham. I know 30 million wouldn't cover that, but it would go to maybe partially cover that. I don't know. Or they could grab another guy up front, another winger for 30 million, whatever they want to do with it. So that's what I'd offer. It gets two guys off our books. And I think Scott McTominay would be the easier one to move because Harry Maguire is a stubborn son of a bitch and says he does not want to go anywhere. Plus, his wages are super, super high. But like most people have said, if he has any ambition, if he wants to play in the Euros next summer, he needs to move on and accept that he's not at the level of what we need. I don't think he's at the level of any of the top 4 or top 6 clubs, maybe Spurs. Maybe Newcastle, but who knows? He does need to go, and I think this is a good way to, get him out. It gets him down to London, maybe closer to some of his other England friends. I don't know, but yeah, at least it will give him some starting game time. He will play a lot at West Ham. Same with McTominay. And if you've seen what McTominay has been doing with Scotland, maybe it's a good thing to get him. Maybe they could use someone like that. I mean, I wish he played for us like he did for Scotland, but that surely has to up the price and up the deal a bit more, make it a bit more tempting for West Ham. So, yeah. Let me know what you think about that trade I proposed. And as for Declan Rice, I think he would be awesome in our team. I do have concerns that I've heard other people talk about, that he's only been playing in a team that plays on the counter. I don't know how he's going to play in a team that wants to sit and hold the ball. Can he play the passes? I think he can. He's not an Ericsson that's going to spray balls left and right, but he's going to play the channels and he's going to provide good cover. And don't forget, Casemiro is in his 30s now. We're going to need someone to cover for him in the next year or two. Age catches up to you really quick. I think people forget how old some of our players are. Even Bruno's getting up there, and I think we got to start looking at someone to be his understudy as well. But anyway, Declan Rice. Yeah, I'm all up for this as long as we can get some of our players involved into that trade. No way do I want to be spending 100 mil flat out. I do not think we will do that. Do I think we're actually going to get this done? I do not think so, especially now that Manchester City has gone into the race as well. But I don't actually expect him to go to City, because I don't feel like he'll get the game time he wants at Manchester City. Just look at Calvin Phillips. That dude has just been doing nothing. And you're definitely not getting ahead of Rodri. So, yeah, I think it's going to be Arsenal. I think Arsenal will end up forking out the money, but how sick and awesome would it be if Manchester United came in and did the swoop, pulled the rug right from under them? I'd be all up for that. And I'd party like crazy if we got Declan Rice. He's not my top midfielder, but he's definitely a top a top midfielder, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, Declan Rice maybe getting hijacked by Manchester United, but don't hold your breath on that one. Let's move on. Strikers. It's never ending strikers. So I don't know if you saw my video. I did like 3 strikers that we could look at that were cheap the other day. Maybe I'll link them at the end of the video. I'll drop the link in the description or something, or just fucking subscribe and find them yourself. To do one of those. Um, anyway, we need a striker. This is like people who don't even watch this sport know that we need a striker. A person that's blind and deaf that's never seen a football pitch or a TV in their life, they know we need a striker. With Harry Kane looking to be priced out, but let's talk about Harry Kane. It looks like we are going slowly back into this. And I said this before. I thought it wouldn't be until about August, but it looks like on the low, we've told Harry Kane to put in a transfer request. Whether he has the balls to do this, I don't know. And I'm not expecting him to. He doesn't really seem the guy that has the balls to put in a transfer request and force a move. But he knows he needs to win stuff, man. That goal record is going to get broken by Erling Haaland in 2 years anyway. Who cares? You need to start getting these trophies, and what a better place. There's no other better place to do it than Manchester United. So I do see us kind of chasing this, but I think we're gonna have to go for a secondary striker in the meantime, just to get into our system and start learning our system. So I've heard reports of Muani from, I think it's from Frankfurt. Just checking. Yeah, Randall Colomwani. But he's been good. He's really good, but the price tag. If Harry Kane is too expensive for us, why the hell are we looking at Randall Colomwani? It makes no sense. I'm seeing all over the place right now that they're trying to get 900 million. Why say anything else? It says 98, but it's really about let's say 100 mil. There's hell no, we should do that. Hell no, hell no. Um, I mean, he is 24, so he could be the striker for the next 8, 9 years. But dude, 100 million. I'm going for Harry Kane. Shit, I'm going for Victor Osimhen and just paying for an extra, 10, 20 million and getting him. It's just it just feels ridiculous these days with these price tags everyone's getting. And it just seems like 80, 90, 100 million is just getting you whatever these days. If I'm spending that amount of money, I'm going for you need to get Harry Kane. You need to get someone who scores through 30 goals and 30, not 30 goals in the Bundesliga or league. We gotta we gotta do 30 goals in the Premier League, and that's Harry Kane. That's just my thoughts. And also regarding Rasmus Hoyland and our other backups, we can't be spending 70, 60, 70 million on these either. I mean, if they're good, I don't think we can spend 60 million on Rasmus Hoyland. Dude had one good year, one decent year, and you want us to spend 60 mil for that guy who doesn't even know that it would translate to the Premier League. So it's a bit touchy on that one. So yeah, our strikers search just seems to be like, I don't know, like a revolving door of strikers that we're just never gonna sign. Um, I just feel like we're gonna end up signing some guy on a free transfer in August, and we'll have him and Rashford up front, which is just going to just ruin the season. Um, yeah. So striker's just not looking good right now to me. But we will sign someone. Um, I have no idea who I'm just hoping it's Harry Kane. Maybe Austin. I'm hoping it's Austin, but I know that's not going to happen. But I think secondary, hoping it's Harry Kane. So yeah, strikers are looking rough at the moment, man. If anyone's got some striker ideas, put them below. Maybe send a pigeon over to Old Trafford with like a little note on it. Sign this guy. Um, and yeah, let's keep going though. Let's keep going. Oh yes, yes. I forgot about this one. I got a couple more things to talk about, guys. Looks like David De Gea is going to be gone, man. Yeah, reports coming out. I think from David Ornstein or someone. I think it was David Ornstein. David De Gea set to leave. Set to wow. Yeah, it's on the Daily Mail. Yeah, I think it was David Ornstein that broke this. Actually, I can't remember. That he says it looks like De Gea is set to leave the club, which is I understand why. Um, I do understand why. He's just not. He just can't play the style we want. He's a bit of an outdated keeper, but it's kind of weird the way it's been going down. Though I see a lot of people saying he's been disrespected. I don't think so. Look, David De Gea was my favorite player until Rashford broke onto the scene. For about 2 years, De Gea was my favorite player. Um, but they offered him a contract, from what I know. They've offered him 200K a year. And I know that's a big drop off from what he was being paid, but what he was being paid does not reflect what he's been doing. So I think 200K was more than good enough for the output he was doing, and he's decided to not take it. He's looking at offers from Saudi Arabia at the moment, and some other. I think it's just Saudi Arabia. So I can't blame him for wanting to make, I don't know, 15 times that amount. But we offered him a contract and he decided not to take it. We I'm with you, kind of with United on this one. He's not worth 375 or even 300. I think 200K is right where I put him. And I'd only give him 1 year extension, maybe a 2 year extension, and worry about the goalkeeping situation next year. But it does look like that has been moved up in prio. We are looking at Dave. David. I was going to say David Raya, but I think we pulled out of that one. But Andre Onana, I think 1 second. Yeah, we've been looking at Andre Onana. I think around 50 million. I would do that, man. I would totally do that. If it means us not getting a defender, I'd probably do it just because obviously we need a goalkeeper. But basically having a goalkeeper like that is like having other outfield players, like having our own Ederson who can ping balls around and also make some really good saves. So I'm not sure if this is going to happen, if it's in our budget. I think we do have a decent budget. We're just, I don't know. Have you guys been watching for the last decade? We're Manchester. What it means now when people say we're Manchester United, it means we're shit at transfers and we're shit at selling motherfuckers. All right, that's what it means right now. And that needs to change. That it really needs to change, and hopefully with some new ownership, that will change. We can be the big boys in the market again. So, um, yeah, we need to make this happen if David De Gea is going because I am not using Dean Henderson after his shenanigans last year and Tom Heaton. Yeah, I don't even need to go there. So, yeah, David De Gea looking like he is set to go to Saudi Arabia for who knows how much money. And yeah, looks like we're in the market for Onana. And I did hear about Costa, but I think his price might be a bit. I think it's a bit too much. It will cost more than Onana. I think they're looking for between 60 and 80 million for Costa, while Onana is around the 50 million mark. And Inter need money, and we do good business with Inter, I think. So I think that one is a shout. So keep your eyes open on that one. Sorry, I'm a horrible talker. You guys can't Anyway, let's keep going. This is going to be like the last thing I am going to talk about because it's hot as shit, and I don't like being super hot. So anyway, let's talk about some Chelsea stuff and the shit that's going down over there. I just want to just talk about just other football stuff in general, but I just kind of don't understand what's happening with Chelsea right now. It looks like, from what I've been seeing, that they have some investment or stocks owned by Saudi Arabia, and that's how some of these deals are being done. It just screams shadiness, corruption a bit. And, with what's happening in Manchester City as well, with their 115 reasons why they won the treble, um, it's starting to make me a bit nervous of this game. I love this sport. I've been watching it my entire life, even though my accent may not show that. I've been watching it. I've played it. I have tattoos that represent, what I love in the game, the team I love in the game. It's a big thing in my life. Um, I just don't like. I'm not sure about this direction that everything is going in. And I know money has screwed the game for decades now, but not to this extent. This is this is different. This is I wanted the manager always to be, the most powerful person in the club, the most, well paid, and that seems to have gone. And just doing what they're doing in Saudi Arabia as well is just giving these players all this money is just, I feel like it's kind of killing the it's going to kill people's passion and love for the game. They're going to start chasing the money rather than chasing the sport. And I think it's going to do something bad. I think in the end game is going to be bad, but who knows? I can't see the future. This could be okay. You know what I think is going to actually have a bad side effect of this is actually the Saudi Arabian national team. How like, I don't know off the top of my head how many of those players, how many of their players play in the top 5 leagues. I'm gonna say not many. I believe many of them play in the Saudi leagues. What's gonna happen when they start importing all their players and these guys can't get into their team no more? What does that mean for their national team's future? That's just all I wanna say on that one. So, I don't think that's gonna bode well for their national team success, but maybe they don't care about that. Maybe they just want people to have their eyes on what they're doing domestically. So, yeah, just lots of corruption, lots of weird stuff happening, and I'm looking at Chelsea a lot at the moment. All their players going to Saudi Arabia, and just some weird stuff happening there. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Um, Unfortunately, not many people watching this, but hopefully you'll watch it afterwards. If you have, subscribe and watch the next one. We love to talk about football, and I want to talk football with everyone else. So for now, oh yeah, by the way, I've had people go, "Why are you calling yourself Heavy Metal Devils?" That's kind of Liverpool. It sounds very Liverpool cloppy, and I'm like, you know what, man? First of all, we're the Red Devils. I'm a Red Devil, but if you don't know, look at all this stuff on my wall. I love fucking heavy metal. All right, so I'm a Heavy Metal Devil. So that's why. And anyway, I'll see you guys all on the next one later. Subscribe.